Welcome to Spiedel's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're covering California's tax basis capital account reporting requirement, which goes into effect after a 2-year delay. We'll be covering this topic at Spiedel's Federal and California Tax Update, along with California's new first-time penalty relief, conformity to the Secure 2.0 Act, the pass-through entity elective tax, and more. To see a list of topics covered and get registered for a live seminar or webinar session, go to caltax.com. The FTB has informed Spiedel that they'll require 2023 tax year partnerships and LLCs to provide the partners and members' capital account using California tax basis on Forms 565 and 568, respectively. This was originally required beginning with 2021 returns, but the FTB granted a 2-year reprieve and allowed entities to provide their partners and members' capital accounts using their federal tax basis for the 2021 and 2022 taxable years. For our partnership and LLC clients, this means it's time to ensure that the partners and members' capital accounts are computed using California tax basis. Start putting these figures together now so when the 2024 filing season kicks in, you're ready and won't be trying to piece these figures together at filing time. The instructions to Schedule K-1 for Forms 565 and 568 direct the taxpayer to look to the information provided on the partner's tax basis capital account in the instructions for Schedule K-1 for Form 1065. This means taxpayers will be required to make California adjustments to the tax basis capital account numbers reported on Form 1065 Schedule K-1. We know the thought of recreating a partner's California tax basis seems daunting, but there are some things to keep in mind. Under the federal rules, which California follows, most small partnerships with less than $250,000 of gross revenue for the tax year and less than $1 million in total assets at the end of the year are exempt from this requirement. Taxpayers can use the federal tax basis figure reported on their federal return as the starting point. California recognizes the safe harbors the IRS allowed partnerships to use to recreate tax basis on the federal returns, which are the modified outside basis method or the modified previously taxed capital method. The same method has to be used to report each partner's or member's capital account. Additional information about these safe harbors is contained in the Form 565 and 568 booklets. And if the only differences between the federal and California tax basis involve depreciation amounts, for example, IRC Section 179 deductions, bonus depreciation, depreciable life differences, etc., taxpayers can easily convert federal tax basis capital accounts to California tax basis capital accounts by using the federal and California accumulated depreciation balances as of January 1st, 2023, and run these figures through the increase or decrease on Schedule M2. Examples of other key differences that can impact California tax basis and that have to be accounted for include income exempt under California law but not federal law and charitable contribution amounts. Taxpayers are required to attach a statement to the partner's Schedule K-1 indicating the method used to determine each partner's beginning capital account. If the modified previously taxed capital method is used, the statement also needs to include the method used to determine the partnership's net liquidity value, such as fair market value, IRC Section 704, subsection B, book value, etc. The method used to determine the partnership's net liquidity value is required to be adopted for all partners in the partnership. A statement also has to be attached indicating whether the tax basis method used in 2021 or 2022 was determined using California amounts or federal amounts. If it was determined using California amounts, the same method should be used. To stay up to date with California tax law changes, subscribe to Spiedel's California Tax Letter. This monthly newsletter is written by California tax pros for California tax pros in plain English with helpful examples and charts. For subscription information, go to caltax.com and click Publications. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spiedel's California Minute.